All right, welcome to the Explainer. With so many restaurants out there, how do you make yours the one that people just can't stop talking about? Well, today, we're diving into exactly that. The art of turning a simple meal into an emotional journey your customers will never forget.
So let's just cut right to the chase. In this crowded market, what is the real secret to getting customers to come back again and again? It's the big question, right? The one that keeps every restaurant owner up at night.
And the answer is, it's about so much more than just the food. See, here's the thing. Great food and solid service, that's just the starting line now. It's the bare minimum. What diners are really looking for today is an experience, something that connects with them on a deeper, emotional level.
So how do we build that something more? Well, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by looking beyond the plate itself. Then I'll introduce you to this really cool concept called the EEP formula. From there, we'll break it down into 3 parts: the heart, the senses, and the soul. And we'll wrap it all up by showing you how to build your very own strategy.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about this huge shift in what people actually want when they go out to eat. And, spoiler alert, it's not just what's on the plate. The real experience starts the moment they think about your restaurant and lasts long after they've gone home.
So here's the bottom line. It's not enough to just be good anymore. The real challenge, the goal, is to be unforgettable. How do you craft an experience that's so special, so memorable, that it sticks with people, something they want to talk about, and more importantly, come back for?
So how on earth do we do that? Well, the answer comes from this amazing concept in our source material called Experiential Eating Pleasure, or EEP for short. And trust me, this is where the magic really begins. Think of EEP as your secret weapon. It's basically a roadmap for weaving together how things look, how they make people feel, and how they get people involved, all to transform a regular meal into an extraordinary experience for every single person who walks through your door. And this is what I love about EIP. It's not a passive thing. It's about being proactive. You're not just serving food, you're designing a moment. You get to be a storyteller, maybe even a bit of a magician, creating these experiences that can seduce, surprise, and truly connect with people. Okay, so where do we start with all this? We're going to break EEP down into its 3 pillars. And we're starting with the most critical one, the hearts. This is all about forging real, genuine emotional connections with your guests.
So how do we actually do that? How do we connect to the heart? Well, our source material gives us this awesome little toolkit with 3 main drivers: encouraging socialization, using the power of storytelling, and tapping into that warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia.
And here's a brilliant example of storytelling. I mean, think about it. What sounds better on a menu? Vegetable soup or grandma's soup? La soupe de mamie. Just with that one simple name change, you've turned a dish into a story. It instantly makes you think of warmth, of home, of love. That's powerful stuff. And that leads us right into the power of nostalgia. I mean, think about the smell of vanilla or cinnamon. It's like a time machine, isn't it? It can instantly take you back to your childhood kitchen. By using those classic dishes and those evocative smells, you're not just serving food anymore. You're serving comfort. You're serving memories. And that creates an incredibly strong emotional bond. Okay, so we've captured their hearts. Now, let's get their senses buzzing. The second pillar of EEP is all about creating this complete sensory experience that's just beautiful from every angle. So for this part of the journey, it's all about delighting the senses. We're going to focus on 2 things here: aesthetics, which is really about the visual feast, what people see, and sensoriality, which is everything else: the sounds, the smells, the textures that make the whole experience come alive. You know that saying, we eat with our eyes first? It is 100% true. A beautifully plated dish doesn't just look good, it actually makes us perceive it as tasting better. And get this, research shows it can even make people willing to pay more for it. So, training your team on plating isn't just an artsy detail, it's a really smart business decision.
But of course, it goes way beyond the plate. Just for a second, imagine your ideal restaurant. What do you hear? Is it some cool low-key jazz? What do you smell? Maybe that amazing scent of bread fresh from the oven. And what about the textures? That contrast between something crispy and something creamy. See? Every single one of those little sensory details adds up to create the whole vibe. So we've connected with the heart. We've delighted the senses. Now, let's talk about the soul of the experience. This is where we go deeper. It's about creating a true sense of belonging and community, all built around a set of shared values.
And the 2 big drivers here are sharing and symbolism. This is so important right now because people, more than ever, are looking for meaning.
They want to feel like they're a part of something bigger, something that reflects who they are and what they believe in.
And here is a fantastic example of symbolism at work. You could list an item on your menu as a vegan dish. Okay, that's accurate, but kind of boring. Or you could call it our zero-carbon dish. Wow, suddenly it's not just a meal, it's a statement. It's a symbol of a value. Now you're not just selling food, you're inviting people to join you in a commitment to a better world.
All right, we've gone through the heart, the senses, and the soul. So now for the big question. How do you pull all these ideas together and build a real, practical strategy for your own restaurant?
Well, the good news is you don't have to do everything at once. In fact, you shouldn't. The key here is focus. First, you've got to know who you are. What is your brand's identity? Are you a cozy family bistro? Once you know that, pick just 2 or 3 of these EEP drivers that feel authentic to you. And from there, you can start mapping out that whole customer journey.
Let's make that more concrete. Think about a local family bistro. It would probably make a ton of sense for them to focus on socializing and nostalgia, right? Creating that warm, welcoming vibe. On the other hand, a super high-end gourmet restaurant might lean hard into aesthetics and sensoriality, crafting a meal that feels like a piece of performance art. The key is, it has to fit who you are.
And really, this quote just sums it all up perfectly. Going out to eat today isn't just about getting fed. It's about going on an adventure. And that means your job as a restaurateur has changed. You're not just a cook or a manager anymore. You are a guide. You're a curator of experiences, leading people on this amazing culinary journey.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about for your own business. It's time to think beyond just the menu. Ask yourself, what story am I really trying to tell here? What emotions am I trying to create? And what incredible journey am I going to take my customers on next?